Okay, so today we're going to be playing Warriors and Witches. This is a game I found on Steam. Not in Steam itself as a saleable thing, but on Steam discussion forums for RPG Maker MV. I went to the game trading subforum, or game exchange, or whatever it's called down there, where people can post up their games, yada 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 yada. You know, the inside Steam community part of this whole thing. And I picked the newest, most recently edited post in that, and that was for this game, Warriors and Witches. I'm going to be honest, and well, I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to try to be fair about this. And I have two major complaints about this title screen. My first complaint is the character face images are obscuring the title of the game. You don't want to obscure the title of your game. I mean, it's one thing if the design of your title to some extent obscures its own letters a little bit in some workable fashion that is artistic, but when you just have images laid over top of words, it's a mess. My other complaint is not so much a complaint with the design of anything here, it's just the name. The English language, Warriors and Witches. It's tough to say. Like, Witches and Warriors flows out of the mouth so quickly. Like Big Bad Wolf, the word with I before the word with A. Wit War is so much easier to say in succession than War Wit. I mean, like if they said Bad Big Wolf, it just doesn't flow. But enough of that. Back to the options. I've got the BGM set down a little bit. For my own sanity, I'm going to turn I'm going to keep auto dash off and command remember off for myself. Don't need the gamepad configuration because I will be using either my mouse or my keyboard during this playthrough. And now, new game. So it seems we've got a little bit of loading because I am actually playing this directly off of the website that he's got this loaded on. This is actually hosted on his own personal page, which I'll leave a link to in the description of the video. And, well, first things first, this game contains mature language. This is not, bold, a letter there, not, so we're going to get some real focus here, a game for little kids. And we have an option here, so this means he has to do almost every event twice. That's a lot of extra work if he wants to have a one-stop shop to cut out the mature language, to check for whether or not somebody set the skip all mature language setting or not. For entertainment value of myself, I'm going to just select I can handle it. Autosave uses 1 slot per game. You can have 4 autosave games. You can use slots 5, 6, 7, or 8 for this game's autosave. You can use slot 1, 2, 3, and 4 for backup saves. Which slot do you want to use for this game's autosave? Auto slot. Auto slot? Alright. I'm just going to use slot 8 for that. Not that it matters. This is the story of Judas. Judas is a 20-year-old boy. 20-year-old boy? Okay. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I'm going to say this right off the cuff. Speak to any 20-year-old that you know, anywhere on this planet, anywhere. They will not appreciate being called a boy. Especially the girls. They'll definitely not appreciate being called a boy. But no, there's not a 20-year-old that I know that likes to be called basically the child equivalent of their gender. Like if a male 20-year-old would prefer to be called a man over being called a boy. I mean, it's kind of demeaning. So, like, you don't want to demean your character right off the cuff. So Judas is a 20-year-old boy who loved bedtime stories. 20-year-old boy who loved bedtime stories. His mother said he was too old to be told stories. You think? Okay, at 20 years old, you should be reading a book for yourself before you get to bed if you want a story before bed. But I digress. Judas may have some developmental issues here. Will not judge Judas because we're accepting humans in this society and we're trying not to be complete twat waffles. Judas was always looking for stories on his own. It didn't matter if it was a book or someone telling him from experience. Judas always loved a good story. Ever since he learned to read, he collected storybooks for children. Okay, so I'm seeing a trend here. Judas likes children's storybooks. I'm actually going to give kudos. I was actually expecting horrible grammar. I'll be honest. I was expecting horrible grammar when I saw that. When I saw the title screen, I was expecting this to be very poorly written, but grammatically it's pretty solid, despite the idea of 20-year-old boy. Like, at least I'm not tripping over words while reading this, like I have in the past reading other RPG Maker games. Continuing on, one day Judas decides to write his own stories. With a journal in his backpack, he left his parental home to seek adventure. And adventure he found. Okay, this is just a grammar thing. This is just like a grammar sentence structure thing. The after adventure here would be another comma, and this and would be lowercase. Grammatically, beginning a sentence with the word and is improper because and is a joining word. And joins two statements together, or joins two objects together. Pickles and onions on your burger. So it's a joining word. So without anything being on the other side of the joining word, it becomes improper. Moving forward, this adventure was some charismatic guy who happened to have a lot of stories to tell. John. They met for the first time in the library. John was telling stories to children, but the mothers seemed to enjoy the show just as much. Maybe more, and so did Judas. I'm sensing some very, very naughty things. Did I find a naughty RPG Maker game in the Steam community? Did I? Let's find out. Ooh, more loading screen. And this is John. Long hair. In a library. Okay, so the scene itself is good. I mean, it's a library scene. It's very letterboxed and closed off, but that's good enough. I mean, that gives us everything we need. We can also tell that while it's an old building, it has to be somewhat modern because the chairs in use are modern chairs. Well, hoping there's some level of modernness. Right here, I'm going to point out that there is a problem with your tiling. It's kind of easy to overlook this just because of the nature of the tiles being used. Like, that could be overlooked if you're not scrutinizing. But okay, I'm completely lying. This stands out way too much to me. Like, that really stands out. Like, that's the first thing I really noticed when I glanced over it. But since the focus is right here, I can see why you might not have noticed, because your eyes are being drawn to where all the people are. But let's see what John has to say for his little story. And when the bear or I'm sorry, when the boar tried to catch the piglet, you know what the piglet did? No, what did the piglet do? I know. What do you think happened, little girl? He punched him right in the snout. This is a violent little girl. Little boy, I knew that. No, you didn't. Well, yes, the piglet thought of that, but the boar was much bigger and way stronger. The little piglet knew he wasn't going to win the fight. The piglet was not so strong, but he was very smart. I'm just gonna interject here that, like, for a children's story, that's actually written pretty well. Like, you can write children's stories like that's pretty good writing so far. Another little boy, I am smart too. You sure are. Can you think of what the piglet did? He told on it, but there was no one to tell. No, the little piglet thought of a cunning plan. He promised the boar bacon. Of course you like bacon, little boy. We all love bacon. Except for vegetarians and vegans. They like vegetables. Vegetables and sadness. I could eat bacon all day. So could I. Many people do. Do you like bacon, little girl? This one's kinda quiet. Oh, you're shy for the pretty story, man. I'm not. I never had bacon, okay? Ooh, this one's missing out. We need to get this one's bacon. Oh, that is okay. Are you a vegetarian? Vegetarians are dumb. Yeah, eat a carrot. Yada, yada, yada. All right, back to what I was saying. Of course he was. Have you ever seen a piglet eat bacon? But boars are such bullies. They eat everything. Maybe I will be a vegetarian too. Ah, that's hard to say. I'm not going to try and say that word anymore. Like, I get what's going on here. Little kid can't pronounce vegetarian, but I'm not going to try. Ugh. So what did the piglet do? The piglet promised the boar bacon. All the boar had to do was sit in the frying pan. He had butt bacon. Yes, he did. They put a sound effect in for that laugh. Yes, he did. He had butt bacon. And the piglet had all the time in the world to get away. Mommy, what is it? This is Judas. Hey, that was really nice. You have a way with children. Yeah, I guess. They are the only people alive who like my stories. Not true. Did you see the mother's drool? Probably because I was talking about bacon. You're a funny man. How did you come up with the stories? I can tell you, but why tell you if I can show you? Bet your mother have told you never to go with strangers. So did Judas his mother. Okay, that's really kind of a thing. Fuck it, he thought. What does she know? She also says I'm too old for stories. Like, I know there's a warning at the beginning of the game, yada yada yada, vulgar language, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. It just feels like it's out of place. Like the entire thing has been children's stories, so it just feels out of place. I'm gonna be honest with you. That sudden use of fuck it when no vulgarity has been used throughout the rest of the game throws the entire tone off. I'm gonna be honest with that. Judas did go with John. He thought they would go to John his house. John's house. I'm going to repeat that. Would go to John's house. Fix that, please. Please fix that. But instead they went to a cave right outside town. Right outside of town. Read things thoroughly, please. Read things. If it doesn't sound like something a human would say, doesn't sound like something that would come out of your mouth when describing what happened, don't use it. More loading, because of course I'm playing this off the internet. In this kind of situation, like the background music was a very jarring change. In your eventing, since this is all being handled via auto run event, in your eventing, please fade out the music and then fade different music back in. I'm saying this purely for the sake of the atmosphere of the game. Fade out that calm music before starting this more suspenseful music. Fade that out, like make it far less jarring this way. Continuing on, here it is, all the answers to your questions. This is where all my stories come from. So he summons them from hell. All right, that's where all children's stories come from, don't you know? Hell. There's nothing here. You're not a serial killer, are you? Not that I'm aware of. No, this... Do you see this symbol? I'm a god. You want to sacrifice me to Satan. See? See? Sacrificing things to Satan to get your children's stories. Bet you're gonna think twice now about buying that little golden bordered book for your little kid now. Like, because this is where they come from. They come from hell. Ha ha ha! Are you sure you need more stories? You are full of imagination already. Then what is this? It is a portal to another world. You know, most people just call those books. But no. This is a symbol for summoning from Satan, or sending somebody to hell. You're going to send the main character Judas to hell, aren't you? Well, his name is Judas. No way. And you say I have a big imagination. You don't believe me? Oh, I get choices in dialogue now. I'm just going to say he makes it up. These stories as you go, don't you? Check this. The fuck? Okay, for your eventing there, start the animation before the character disappears. That way the animation takes the character away. Like, start that animation before you make his sprite disappear. Just because the effect would begin. Like, you wouldn't see somebody disappear and then whatever took them away happens. No, it happens and then they go away. Or it happens and they go away during the happening. Just to point it out. Like, overall, I mean, I'm pointing out as much as I can for the sake of the game itself, you know, to be really honest, because I'm pretty bold like that. What the fuck? Again, he likes children's stories. He's pretty vulgar. It's a lot of vulgarity for children's stories. We have move, direction keys. Act and talk, the spacebar. Dash is shift. Menu/cancel is escape. All right, let's be honest here. Most people are going to say Z is action, X is cancel and escape. Dash, of course, shift, and then of course our direction keys. Like honestly, if you're going to focus these other keys like that, like I'm not going to want to move my hand all the way to the escape key every time I want to cancel out of the menu or something. Just going to be straight up honest there. Like most people have this, like the default commands let you use Z, X, and the direction keys for all of that. Like you know, shift, Z, and X. You don't need the rest of it. Continuing on. Now I have control over my character. The map is so tiny, though. Let's see, is there anything I can interact with just in this little area? Any kind of little secrets that you've left for us to find? No, nothing. All right, so in the hole I go. See, the animation starts, I don't immediately disappear, so that's better. That's better. Do it like that for the other character before his event disappears. Play the animation and wait a few frames. You know, wait like 10 frames before you make that event disappear for the other character. But here we go. Quest, a new friend. Objective, explore the cave. So here's our... Oh, okay, John is in our party. See, that could have been explained. That could have been handled better, because the way I thought it is John disappeared completely. So I was under the assumption John was gone, and now I'd be looking for John in this cave. That was what I understood to be the happening. But we've got Judas the hero and John the warrior. That sounds pretty... Okay, we got dual attack, double attack, dual attack, and double attack. Attack 2 random enemies. Attack an enemy twice. Okay, so there is a difference between the two. There is a difference between the two at least, so that's okay. Like I can forgive that a little bit, but it's a little bit forced. We're looking like some relatively standard stat rounds. Pretty high starting health at level 1. Pretty low MP compared to the starting health at level 1. But neither one of these characters are mages of any kind, so I can forgive the low MP value. Let's see here. What do we got equipped? No weapons, just clothes. Do we have any weapons in our inventory? Poor. Okay, so yeah, poor. I'd put a little bit better descriptions in your items, but it looks like you're using a custom icon for it at least. Items overall are empty. We're using Yanfly stuff. Both are using poor clothes. Can't really see anything else. It's a nice coin icon you have down there for the currency. Status. What do we got in the status? Okay, looks like we've got a basic status screen. Nothing fancy going on there. Again, options. I'm going to save now, just for my own purposes. Okay, that's good that you have that reiterated right there. But I'll save for my own purposes, and then let's see here. Yeah, I've already gone through skills and all of that. So let's explore. This looks obvious. Found 2 coins. Found coins. 2 coins has been added to your inventory. Might want to change that. 2 coins have been added to your inventory. Had or has been added would be better with singular items, like a rope has been added to your inventory, but 2 coins has, just these small things go a long way to taking a mediocre RPG Maker experience much farther. Okay, taking your game for example, you're using RTP style assets. So you're using assets that will be seen in a lot of RPG Maker games made by a lot of different people. So things are going to look pretty familiar the entire way for anybody who's a fan of RPG Maker games and plays different RPG Maker games. So you have to stand out from that crowd by being meticulous with the little details. But we've got the character followers, which is good because that shows us that we do have John with us. Before I moved, I wouldn't have known John was there because his sprite is behind mine. And let's see here. It looks like we got a cave exit. We got some water over here. Any event on the water? No? Let's run. No. Okay, nothing here. Nothing there. No. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. 2 more coins. 2 more coins. So we're finding a few coins here and there. What's this? not interactive. So I'm getting a trend that general objects in your game probably aren't going to be that interactive. Like these holes, I would really expect, you know, one every now and then to be like interactive to some point. We've got coins here, coins here. Grab this. Have a journal now. This is my journal. How did you get it? How? Chill out, dude. What is wrong with you? You found your journal because you really wanted to have your journal with you. You were thinking about it, weren't you? Come on, you take me for a fool? I didn't just wish I had my journal with me. I already had it right here, and hey, where's my bag? Oh crap, I left it in the at the library. No worries. We get you a new one. Was there anything in there you really need? Nah, just my journal. I was just thinking about writing this all down. My parents won't believe me when I tell this at dinner. You don't have to worry about that now. What do you mean? The chance we find an active portal before dinner? I think it is more likely dinosaurs come back alive. Portals are so unpredictable. I just hop world to world. You wanted an adventure, right? Wish granted. So, but I won't see my parents tonight? I'm sorry, I didn't think, I should have told you. Okay, so I'm not sure if Judas is male or female. I know John's male. Like, Judas has a feminine face. So Judas might be female. I don't know. Is it kind of like one of those, it's male or female, it depends on you? I'm going to go with it's fine. No, it is fine. You're right. I wanted an adventure, and an adventure means I won't know what will happen next. Am I right? Yeah, I guess. Thanks for not being angry. I do deserve it. A little. I was just happy to find an adult who loves adventures as much as me. Adventures can be lonely, you know, since only kids seem to actually believe in them. Objectives, floor, cave complete. Now we've got leave the cave. Okay, so you've actually invented that to close the chest back up afterwards. That's pretty cool. That's actually something people don't do very often, so I kind of like that. You know, the idea of the main character closing the chest after they've opened it, like that's just an afterthought, but it's like it's actually a pretty good one. I'd compliment the mapping here, but I'm fairly certain this is actually a repurposed default map. I don't have all of the default maps memorized, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a repurposed default map. So let's run around and collect the rest of the collectibles. Well, that was odd. Oh, it's a skeleton. I think he's dead. Nah, he's just sleeping. Sure. Any interactivity with this? The hell is this? How should I know? Just, you know, things and stuff. Yeah. More coins. No exit here. So yeah, this is pretty much just a repurposed default map. I mean, it's not a bad use of it. I mean, you're using what you've got for right now to tell your story, and that's okay. Like, as long as this continues to be pretty good, like, I can't really fault anything about it. But are we really gonna use this one too? Okay, so we're gonna use this one too. We're outside. Seems like we are in some kind of city. We should find weapons before we walk into trouble. Leave the cave. Find a weapon. How about Graves? Graves got any weapons? No. No interactivity with the Graves. Okay, so we've got combat now with a Hornet. We are in a town, and there's combat in the town, but there wasn't combat in the cave. Well, we'll see how this works. Okay, so we can swat bees, and it's fine. And I'm probably going to readjust the sound now, because that's a little bit louder than I wanted. I've got a Dispel Herb. Let's go into options here. And let's... There we go. And we'll drop those down as well. Okay, that should be good. I'll move my mouse out of the way and continuing on. Okay, the encounter rate is far too high. To some extent, I can forgive it because one hit seems to be all that's actually needed to take out a bee, like if I can actually hit. But like I didn't make it through too many steps before I got into another encounter. Like that was ridiculously high. Let me guess, someone stole your apple. Okay. I'll forgive the Skyrim reference. No one allowed in without permission. Okay, that was a good transition. That's a way to make it so you don't have to deal with the fact that you can't pass underneath that tile above there. It's just make an event for when you collide there. Like I can forgive that. That's actually not bad. What do we got here? Another guard that says the exact same thing. Alright, we have a shop here. It's like the item shop. So you believe in magic? I like to shop. Well, we should be focusing on getting weapons right now, so I'm not going to waste coin on that. And looks like we got a school there. It's the pub. Let's see if we can find anything. This is a very empty pub. Okay, this isn't a pub. This looks like an inn. Yeah, this is an inn. Why does it have the pub icon? Hmm. No, there's not really much I can say about this. It's very, very, very basic. That shadow on this table looks very out of place. Like on the floor, it's fine because it's underneath. It's like underneath the sprites right there, so it's not that bad on the floor. But like on the table right there, it's really out of place. I mean, it's also a little bit out of place here, but I don't know. The auto shadows can be a pain to deal with, so I'm not gonna make too much of a fuss about that. Then we get the item shop. So here we go, a weapon shop and an armor shop, which also looks like it has a bit of a. And here we go, fighting in towns. Towns are supposed to be the safe zone for your adventurers. You shouldn't be getting into any encounters in a town. There's a chest over here. Complete daily quests at the calendar to earn glyph tokens. Okay, so you do have little quest things that you can do in this game for the tokens. So that's a thing. Looks kind of overboard with the weapons on the wall, just saying. But let's see what we can do here. Got 17 coins to work with. And there is nothing in here that we can afford. We were just told to get a weapon for ourselves. Like that was the quest. Go get a weapon before you get into any trouble. And you've not provided us with any coins. These hornets, while they shouldn't be here, they are a source of coin, but each one is only one coin. Like, which is okay. Like, it's understandable to use a low number of coins for your currency and whatnot. And then we've got what looks like a bank. I want to pay my rent. Judas, right? You have 0 coins in your account. Anything else? Okay, so we have a bank system in here. Okay, that was clever. Like, so there's a bank system in here. That's pretty cool. Which looks like it means we have to, since we can pay rent at the bank, which is weird, which means we can probably rent a house somewhere. Let's go here. Is this the school? Yes, this is a school. A very empty school. And I can't run inside, which slows everything down. Can I interact with any of the machines? Okay, I'm confused. Is this a modern, like, is this a modern world, or is this like a feudal era world? Like, I can't tell, because, like, we've got the clock on school, we've got modern style lockers, but everything's like log cabiny, and then we've got a vending machine, which screams electricity. And, like, it all feels out of place. Like, that feels so out of place to me. Because, like, out here, like, it does, like, I see nothing that represents, like, dirt path, like, straight up dirt path town does not make me think modern anything. So the consistency of what you're using for your map needs to be raised. Like, this kind of a storage shed, like, this didn't need an interior. Like, I can go in here and I can see stuff, but I can't interact with anything. I gained nothing by going in here other than age. I aged because I went in there. I didn't gain anything. Like, I as a person did. Okay, so by talking to the fruit, I get the thing. Union. What is a union? Did you mean onion? Because that icon screams onion. But, yeah, let's see here. We can sell some stuff. Potions sell for how much? I don't even know. Potions sell for 25 apiece. Dispel herbs for much more. So if I sell the dispel herbs that I got, I can then go down here back to the weapon shop and get a weapon. So we've got 320 to work with. So I can give Judas a flail, or Judas a sword and John a flail. And then we can equip Judas's sword, and then equip the flail on John, and that should solve some of our issues. But we don't have access to the quest system. So now it told me to get a weapon before I got myself into trouble. I did go and get a weapon. So what was the problem there? Let's see here. Seuss, and this is Mr. Ann. We sell food here at the marketplace. Mom says we will run the inn someday. I will take care of the sleepy customers, and Susie will handle the hungry. We think about calling the place Suzanne. How does that sound? Sounds great. That's actually a clever little pun. I like that. What is my favorite food? Okay, so it segued into the shop. That's a thing. It's your inventory. Yeah, that was a quick work. Find a weapon. Complete. 5 coins. Let's cut wood. Hey, you know what? It's there to do it, so I'm going to cut wood. Is there any limit to how much wood I can cut? Yes, there was a limit to how much wood I can cut. That is good use of that. But that's okay. I'll forgive the fact that, like, you did make it so I could obtain a weapon without needing to buy it. So, like, props for that. You did make it possible. Ooh, a rat. This is the first time I've come across a rat. Like, I shouldn't be excited about coming across a rat in the town. Because honestly, like, encounters should not be happening in the town. But, oh, hey, look, there's a little rat. Is this the encounter? That is the encounter. Interesting. Okay, so are these all on-screen encounters? Is that what this all is? Like, did I just not notice all the other things? You know, I think that's exactly it. It's been on-screen encounters this time, and I just haven't been noticing, like, when the wasps found me. Is that what you're doing? Okay. Who, me? What did I do, sir? Oh, never mind. It's not you. Wait, what is wrong? Are you looking for someone? Actually, yes, a vampire, and he kind of looks like you, but pale and with fiery eyes. Hey, maybe you guys could help. I saw you swinging an axe to those rats. Okay, so the rats being an on-screen enemy was kind of a thing. Sure, let's do the thing. Great, I'll tell you what. If you bring me his fang as proof of his death, I'll pay your rent for a week. We will be back before you can say Count Dracula. These guys, he was last seen near the south gate. Objective, find the vampire. Okay, he's offering to pay my rent for a week. Which is cool. Like, you know, especially if, like, he's talking about in the inn and you're paying nightly normally anyway. But, like, my biggest thing here is, like, we haven't established that we need to rent a place yet. Oh, but here we go. Here's the vampire. You guys have the hearth to come in here and face me. Alright, that was pretty lackluster there. But we're using an animated side view battle alert for it. So, you know, like in an event like this, I would actually have his side view sprite up closer. I would have it much closer to us. So you know, so our mental focus is a little bit more centered. Just because he's so far away over here. And this is a, you know, a pretty close, this is a pretty, you know, this is kind of battle that would be pretty close up, I think. Oh, you assholes. Is he going to heal himself? Is that his response? Some basic animations here. But let's use dual attack and double attack because, you know, okay. I'd love to see some I would love to see some action sequencing going on in this game. But, you know, we've got the thing. Heel mark found, fang found, whip found. Dips on the whip. Dips on the whip. So, dibs on the whip. Go to a workplace, usually near a weapon or armor shop. Press escape to open the menu. Go to items, weapons, and add heel mark to your new whip. Don't forget to complete your new whip. Okay. Okay, so we've got equip, item, weapon, whip. Let's go find a workshop area. So this would be the workshop area. Oh, so if we're in the workshop area, we have access. We have access to this, and the augments can be detached, so that's cool. And then we'll equip the whip. Now, does that give him the heal skill? It does. Okay, so that's cool. And that's actually pretty cool. What I would do though is I would explain that that's a workshop area. Like, I would do something to explain that that's what the workshop area is. I mean, I've done a lot of RPG Maker games in my time, so I've gotten pretty used to what things look like in general. So, like, I'm not too concerned about that. But for somebody who isn't somebody with less intuitive thinking as that, it would be a problem. Like, they'd be wondering, like, what's a workshop area? Eve. Hey guys, I noticed some new faces in town. I'm Eve. How are you guys? Hey, just a random person doing the thing. You got it. Good. Here, take this key. It is a rental for the house on Main Street 1. The key is good for 1 week of rent. After a week it disappears and you have to buy a new key from the landlord. Okay. Main Street 1 key. New avatar for Judas and John. Each house contains a set of at least a bed and a wardrobe. Sleep in a bed to cure poison and restore all mana and health. Change your avatar, add a wardrobe. Okay, so here's another thing though. It's like, what's Main Street 1? And there's that nonsense. She's got a quest for us. What we got here? Well, let's save again. Again, like I'm really gonna harp on the combat in town, and like the on-screen enemies, I can forgive those on-screen enemies, but like these wasps are not on-screen enemies. These are, you know, to put it bluntly, they are nuisances. So what's Main Street 1? Oh my god. Seriously, turn off these. Like, after you give us the axe initially, like, the on-screen bats are great, but the wasps are such a pain in the ass. Okay, that's not Main Street 1 either. That's the bank. Ugh, just with the hit rate. I mean, one hit kills, but I'm missing way too much. Okay, so this is our place that we have the week's rent. That's cool. So we killed the vampire and we now have the house. And, you know, we've got armor now. So that's cool. And that answered my question. Judas is in fact female. We are using all of the female sprite stuff for her. Okay, we've got more in-town stuff. All right, and you evented that nicely because even the in-combat stuff did. Let's get rid of this rat as well. Hey, we leveled up. There's a horse. So just exploring around a bit and getting ever so frustrated at in-town bullshit like that. That's locked. Can we cut more wood? Yes, we can cut more wood. Go here. Let's cut more wood. That's taken care of. And let's just hope. Yep, there we go. And more rats. Oh, okay, here's an actual group of rats. Let's go with that one. Special double attack, and that's just a random hit. So let's see. Dual attack kills that. There we go. Okay, so you've got it up so we can see the health of an enemy if we've killed it before. That's okay. I'm just gonna fight with these rats. Let's cut some more wood. Can we chop this out of the way? No, we're railroaded to stay in by an object. I mean, that's okay, but you're really not giving us enough direction to make us want to stay in the town. Like, you're giving us kind of like a really free-form experience, while at the same time railroading us. Like, we're given hints that we should talk to her by the fact that she does have the marker above her head. Oh, you guys, we're fine. Having some wasps fight off here and there, nothing we cannot handle, thanks. Okay, so you are mentioning the wasps are there. I'm still gonna say, in all due reality, random encounters while you are in town are terrible unless that town is under siege by something. Like, unless there's some kind of reason for there to be encounters in town, it is a terrible idea for the safe place of an RPG, the town, to have encounters in it. Like an on-screen encounter of like a couple of rats maybe, like to move the story along. Like, okay, like that's cool and all. But I'm really going to have to disagree with your usage here of these random encounter wasps. Oh, good, good. Hey, you guys look like you can handle yourself. Maybe you guys can help me out. Well, I lost my spell book. We didn't get like, she's asking if we can help her out, and now she's segueing directly into the explanation of what she needs help with without us having any input. I'm gonna kind of hate on that a bit, just because in previous conversations we've been given the option to at least say something. Like with the guard, we were given the option to say yes or no. This time we were not given that. This time, flat out, we're running directly into the quest. Basement, get it myself, but what happened? Well, I was working on this experiment and something went terribly wrong. Now my plant tries to eat me. Okay, so we got a little shop of horror, a little bit of shop of horrors going on right now. Do not fear, pretty lady. Judas and John are on the case. Wait, what? What got into you? Isn't that how heroes talk? Spellbook is somewhere in my house. My address is Back Street 3, right next to the item shop. Okay, so if you're going to use this theme of giving addresses, lay out your town and put street signs. Put signs so that I know if I read that sign, it tells me what street I'm on. Like, she told me where the house is. Like, the only reason why I know where her house is because she said Back Street, where the other one was Main Street. And when I figured out which house the Main Street house was, like, that cleared things up for me. Like, I was able to do it. Like, this Back Street house is an entirely different problem altogether. Like, I only know this because I took the time and found the other house. Otherwise, I'd have no idea whatsoever. So now we're in her house. Just fairy tales. Bible? How did that get here? Failed experiments. Like, okay, like, since we're supposed to be here to fix something, I can actually forgive having encounters in here. Tales of Scroty McBooger Balls. Right, that's unnecessary. Like, it doesn't fit the theme of it. Like, in the beginning of this you said it's not for children. But, like, all in all, like, I haven't felt... Like, all in all, the not fit for children stuff that has been in here has been very juvenile and out of place. Like, it hasn't fit for it to be there. Books here, no books here, no books here. Windows 95 for Dummies. What is that doing here? Manga. I love manga. What is this? My fave. Corpse Party. Okay, shout out to one of the most popular RPG Maker games. Yes, Corpse Party started out as an RPG Maker game. And hey, guess what? It's on the Nintendo 3DS now. So yeah, all of you people out there bitching about RPG Maker games, with enough effort and time, RPG Maker games can be really fucking good. What, Das Parfum? In German? So many books, but not what we're looking for, actually. And down the stairs into the basement. Game of Thrones. Used to love Harry Potter. I know all these books. I did read most of them too, but how did they get here? Edgar Allan Poe? Really? How did that get here? Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit? Wow, there's a whole Tolkien section over here. It, Christine, Pet Sematary, Dead Zone, Under the Dome, The Shining, The Shawshank Redemption, all my King favorites are here. But how? I'll appreciate the shout out to good books, but in practice, don't have too much don't have too much like fourth wall referential stuff. Like, make up book names and then have the character know those books, just to keep the game encapsulated into its own world view, like into its own world capsule. I say this mostly just because like, you don't want a cease and desist thrown at your game for it having a reference to something owned by somebody else who is offended by your game and feels that your game is bringing the value of their intellectual property down. It's like, you just don't want to be in that situation. It's the reason why, like, if somebody wants to have Pepsi in their video game, but they didn't get the deal with Pepsi to have Pepsi in their video game, they'll have a product in their game that looks kind of like Pepsi, but it isn't Pepsi. Like, the logo looks kind of the same. It's using the same colors, and it looks awful lot like Pepsi, and it reminds you a lot like Pepsi, but it's not Pepsi, because they don't have the right to use Pepsi's likeness in the game. Simple as that. This is what we call copyright law. Please be careful about that. Book of Shadows. This must be it. Awesome. Grab it and let's get out of here. Got it already. 1, Book of Shadows added to the inventory. Objective, find the spellbook. Completed. Return to Eve. And up we go. I was kind of expecting boss battle there, not just like, nonsense mobs. Do 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 fucking rats. Alright. Now I should keep my language in check too, because this is YouTube and I would like to monetize my channel eventually. But carrying on. Combat is, I can't say it's imbalanced, but I will say it is too easy. It's imbalanced in the player's favor. Right, you got it. You got it, guys. Thank you so much. No sweat. Hey, since my house is, full of flesh-eating plants, maybe I can hang out with you guys for a while? Sure, tag along. Awesome, I swear I won't make any other plants try to eat us again. Objective, return to Eve complete. Got 50 experience. John is now level 2. And we have a new party member. So Eve is a witch. She's level 1. Let's equip Eve with her uncommon dual wield, 25% chance to poison your enemy. Okay, so she can get the Stinger and Book of Shadows both held onto at once, which is cool. That's cool. I'm okay with that. But left and right hand, head, body, and accessory. You've got your equipment pretty well handled. So what does she have for skills? She has heal. She is a witch, and she only has heal. I'm hoping that changes, and quickly. But let's see here. Now we've got Main Street 1. Okay. Alright. On. Okay, now that we've got multiple party members, like, you might want to pay attention to how that works. Like, okay, we all get in, but like when we go to leave, it opens, and then it closes with your party members still behind you, so then they come out of the door like that. Like, you might want to rethink exactly how that goes a bit. But, like, I understand what you're doing with that, it's just, it's not working with the new parties. Like, if you're going to be auto-eventing that, like, I push down, and then they come out, like, if you're going to do it that way, like, gather your party together as that happens, so that, like gather the followers as that happens, so that everybody's already standing right here in this last panel right outside the door. So that way, when you move away, they all just then walk away from that spot rather than magically transposing themselves through the door. But now, aside from dealing with more combat in a town, which I am going to forever be against. There we go. Like, I'm going to forever be against that. But now, again, where's the hook? What do we have that's going to bring us into this? Like, where's our hook? Where's our leading factor? Where's our next objective? I can't go there. Like, is that the end of it? Like, combat has been nothing but easy. Jesus, fuck all these rats. Like, you're padding my gameplay so much by doing this. Like, there's no excuse for this. There's no reason for this. This isn't fun. Like, being forced to fight things inside of a town isn't fun. Like, leave the combat to dungeons. And then, like, in this case, where these rats are all trying to get on me all at once, like, their event follows the player, so they're actively trying to get me. Now I'm stuck in this stream of fights right here for no reason. Like, and the only reason that happened was because I exited and entered the area. Watch your steps. I heard about vampires lurking around. Did you hear about the poor little girl? Vampires did shred her in pieces if she was a piece of roasted boar. As if she was a piece of roasted boar. Okay. What else do we got to do? Run around. Kill more wasps. I don't need to do anything here. I've got no use for being in the inn at all because we've got enough, like we have an apartment. So we have a place to live. Watch your step. Think I heard vampires lurking around. Nothing going on here. Well, let's try going into the school again. I think I've got a new character. Maybe that'll help. No, we are still as empty as ever in here. So while there has been a couple of things to do, and I'm not going to fault you on that, it looks like everything else is taken care of already. Beyond that, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, we've got sphere tokens, open chests, complete daily quests at the calendar to earn sphere tokens. Okay, so we actually have a calendar over here. I didn't notice the calendar in the other top. See if there's a job for us to do today. Start daily quests. Collect 1 fur. Collect 10 fur. Okay. So I like the fact that you're doing some kind of quest system here. But at the same time, like, you aren't giving us a way to access that quest system. So 10 fangs, 100 fangs, and what do I got? I've got 15 fangs already, some carrots, some wood. Alright, so how do I turn the quest in? I have some fangs for you. Here are 10 fangs have been removed from your inventory. 1 glyph token have been added to your inventory. Okay. Looking for work. How about bring me an apple or something? Shop. Cancel. Okay, so we can go get an apple for this ass nugget. Yes, that is suspiciously exactly what I wanted, an apple. We'll continue on. Okay, that was so pointless. So pointless. I am Miko. I am a rak, part human, part raccoon. You have never seen a rak before? Sure. Okay then. Let's go kill this rat because, like, I might be able to get fur from a rat. No, I'm getting fangs from rats. How about the horse? Okay, so I'm gonna run up here. More enemies in town. Go back here. Okay, now the whole place is full of rats. Let's see. Again, I'm going to complain about the lack of direction. Like, I wouldn't know to go in here. Like, I wouldn't know to go in here. Like, I would try to proceed onward somewhere, but there's nothing left to do in the town except for, you know, those little side daily quest things and weekly quests, but you don't have any kind of system in place for me to know how long is a day, how long is a week, how long until I can do that quest again, like, and such like that. Let's do heal her. If the rat doesn't die before that. Claws and fangs. Let's run up here. Whoa, Jesus, fuck. Bats. Okay, so this is where I'm going to get my fur, right? Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So that was jarring, if anything. Should probably try to avoid that. Like in this event with you using on-screen enemies, you should really give them like a vicinity around you in which that they can move. Like a vicinity or I'm sorry, a minimum distance away from them a maximum distance away from them that they can come at you from. Because otherwise you get this situation where like you're in the room, like you're in the map, and everything in the map comes at you rapid fire, like from as far away as they can possibly be, like what happened there. And then what do we get going on here? Can I do anything with this? No. This came back. 3 coins. 3 coins. See, it's more coins this time. It's like this time around it's been more coins. No, the portal only works one way. There's another portal back. No worries. Now watch this. See this? See this? See this? See this mouse? Like it is going to follow me. Like it is going to follow me because its move event is move towards player. Like that's just how that is. Its move event is move towards player. And like this just not a good way to do on-screen encounters unless you're like say using Yanfly's engine stuff to make the on-screen encounters so that like they only come after you if they can see you, and you know this lets you put like a cone of vision for the on-screen encounter. Alright, you took everything. So as far as this is concerned, besides going back in there and fighting those couple of bats, there's no reason for me to be there. And again, the wasp. Let's go down here. Let's get over here because I did get a fur. Fur for you, so I have a sphere token. Other than that, I have no use to be there. So aside from just grinding it out to finish the quote-unquote weekly test, there's like nothing else I can do there. So I'm not exactly sure how you're handling some of these things. Like, okay, here's the bank. I can pay my rent. Okay, so see my account. Deposit 100. That's right, you have 100 coins. There we go. I got an MP orb. Don't remember when that happened. I've got 2 Main Street 1 keys because I paid the rent for it. Use the thing. Okay, so this is how I see the see what's going on. New friend is complete. Uninvited guest is complete. Big fan of fangs. More furry friends. What's that? Everything alive. This is a lost spell. Yep. Got that. So I haven't had any new full quests anymore. So I don't have any active quests. Like I've got dailies right here, but I don't have any more like active quests. So I think that's the end of what's available for this game. Yeah. So there's not much else I can say about it. Like you did what you could with it. Like you did what you wanted to do with it, obviously. Like I know I've been taking my time running around. Again, my complaints are definitely it's definitely these on-screen battles within the town. Or not the random encounters within the town. Combat inside of town itself, I think, should be avoided at all costs. So that's as much as I really have got to say about that. Like you started this off saying, you know, this is a big bad game about, you know, this is a big game. It's definitely not for kids. Yada yada yada. And then everything in here has been kid friendly, with the exception of like you know, words, with the exception of the occasional F-bomb being dropped. And by occasional, I mean like the 2 or 3 times was it that it was used. Like with the exception of that, everything's been pretty kid friendly. Like you've got warriors and witches, so like okay, I get that because the 2 characters that you start with are both kind of technically warriors, and then you get a witch. Right, cool, but and the reliance on little boxy maps and stuff like that really detract from the game. So I'm gonna have to say, like, your premise, your opening was really good. Like you opened really, really good in your storytelling at the beginning, and then it all fell apart when I got into after getting through that portal, everything started to fall apart. Like your opening was really good though. Like I really enjoyed the intro to this game. Like as a base resource, I don't even know if there's any. I don't. Did you use any plugins like there might have been like the common events menu plugin, or maybe that was all custom scripted. I don't know, but like there wasn't much that I needed to worry about, like plugin wise. Like it was all pretty vanilla RPG Maker, which is good for like, you know, for someone's So for someone's first game, vanilla RPG Maker is the way to go. Learn the engine before you learn everybody else's additions to the engine. That's just like, that's common sense. So with that, you did really good. But like, again, fix some of the little bits of grammar issue that have been in there. And honestly, throw away the vulgar language. It's not necessary. It doesn't fit the theme or the tone of the game. It just feels like it's there because you just wanted to say it's just like it's there because you wanted to say fuck a few times. Like that's honestly all that it is. It's all that I see it is there. Whereas it just feels like it's there because you wanted to say the word fuck. And now you've got me saying the word fuck because I'm explaining that you want to say the word fuck in your game. Fuck, fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. It doesn't hurt anybody, but it also doesn't show anything. Like it's kind of it's not entertaining. Like it adds nothing to the experience for the word fuck to be there. And that's the end of it. This is RedMage Gaming, and that was Warriors and Witches. I'll find something else to play, and I'll do some recordings, and I'll see what I can get uploaded soon. I know I've been pretty silent on YouTube as of late. Lots of real life stuff going on. But that's the end of that. Thank you for watching. If you like me ripping games to shreds, leave a comment, send me a game. You can very easily send me a game at randomredmage@gmail.com, or you can just message me through a comment. Link me a download in the comments. In fact, unless you only want me to receive your game, leaving your RPG Maker game in a link in my comments is probably the best way to go, because I do go through and read every comment that's left behind. Like I may not respond to every comment, but I will read every comment that gets posted to my my videos, until it gets to the point where I'm getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of comments across the plethora of videos, which isn't going to happen anytime soon right now, just because I know my lazy self is not going to take the time to edit a bunch of videos. At least not yet. I don't have the time to. I have a day job, and I have to survive and pay my rent. So that's a thing. If enough people say they want to, if you want to donate to me, give me a heads up. I will shoot you a link to my PayPal, and you can send a donation through PayPal. I do have a Patreon account. I have not set it up to be a Patreon creator, so you can't subscribe to Patreon for me yet, because I haven't decided what I'd want to do with Patreon if I did it. What would be my stretch goal? What would be my goals? My level goals for what do I want to be able to offer you as an audience when I meet my goals? Right now, I want to be able to make it so that I want to be able to make it so that I can take at least 2 days out of a week to sit down and make a video and post a video, so that say Tuesdays and Fridays, or Mondays and Wednesdays, or something like that. I want to be able to post a video. I want to be able to be posting videos twice a week, and just have the time to exist. I haven't chosen what days are best for me to do that yet, so it is what it is. But if you have any suggestions on games that I should play, especially RPG Maker games, because I really want to get RPG Maker games out there in the limelight, and I want people to be able to experience and enjoy some of the RPG Maker games through my eyes, and I want to be entertaining with it all, and I want to help the inexperienced RPG Maker users with their games. You know, give them tips and hints and ideas and instruction, and point out things that are glaringly bad and that would aggravate me as a gamer, and in turn be capable of aggravating others as gamers as well. So we'll see what's going on. I'll find another game to start recording, and if one of you guys finds a game that you'd like to see me do before I start recording, leave it in the comments. I'll take a look and set it up and give it a run through. Till next time, this is Isaac the Red of RedMage Gaming, signing out.